Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Thursday, May 26, 2011. There's a lot to cover this morning, so let's just get right into the charts. Futures are trading higher by 4 points here. Make that 4.25 to 1320.75. That obviously tells us there's the problem with the dollar, and you can see the dollar today is trading lower. We just pull up a daily chart there, and you'll see the dollar has come back in. So we are getting that little boost on a weaker dollar in the markets. And that's really the only relationship you need to watch right now in the markets as far as I'm concerned. Dollar moves down, the markets move up. Dollar moves up, the markets move down. We have seen a much less move in the markets when the dollar falls, and that's something to be a little bit concerned about, in my opinion. But in any case, we're headed into the holiday weekend where volume generally will start to get lighter as traders, institutional traders that is, make their way to their Hampton homes, and they really just leave this market alone for a couple of days and enjoy the long weekend. So again, we are looking at futures up 4.5 points at the moment. The dollar is lower. Now at 8:30 we are going to have weekly initial claims. They're expected to come out somewhere just around 400,000. We'll see if that does move the market, and you're also going to have, I believe, GDP report will come out as well. So there is a little bit of economic news here this morning and we need to be aware of. That can move the markets, and we'll see how it does play out. Now, another thing I want to point out before we even go any further is last night the Asian markets were all higher. You had the Nikkei index up 1.5%. The Hang Seng was up almost 0.7%. And Australia and the Indian market, the Sensex, were both up over 1%. Australia actually bounced back sharply last night, up 1.5%. But the Shanghai index, which to me is the most important index in the Asian market, was actually negative just by 5 points or 0.2%. Not a big decline, but that index remains very, very weak, dropping, I believe, over 10% now since the start of May. So again, the Shanghai still remains very, very weak in my humble opinion, and we have to keep an eye on that index. That's the index really which will move commodity markets, which will move copper, which will move steel stocks, things of that nature. So very, very important to watch the Shanghai index in my opinion. Now, just another minute, we'll have some economic data out. You will see the futures already starting to lift off a little bit. But I'm not sure what this news is going to be like on this GDP revision and also jobless claims coming out. And there you go. You're starting to see the market sell off pretty quickly. So again, a lot of times you'll just get an initial reaction right at 8:30, and let's just see how this market settles in a moment. We're going to watch the dollar as well. Dollar is still down pretty sharply here, but let's just see how this all settles in. Yeah, you are seeing futures sell off. Yeah, jobless claims are pretty high, coming in at 424,000. That is not a good number. Again, expectations were for 400,000. Jobless claims at this stage of the business cycle have really been somewhat poor, coming in over 400,000 for the last 4 weeks now. GDP revised up 1.8%. Okay, so pretty bad numbers in my opinion. Market is reacting, selling off here. Futures are just up 1 point now. So a pretty good decline here. You're watching it in live time right at 8:31 a.m. In the morning. And you can see that pretty sharp drop off right there. The dollar is also dropping off. So the dollar is also selling. Here, let's go to the dollar futures. So here's the dollar really just kind of holding steady for the most part. And we'll see how it does play out. But here's the daily chart of the dollar, and you can see we've had a pretty good decline and still looking fairly weak. Futures are negative now, so you are looking at a futures market that has just gone negative just by a quarter point. But nonetheless, we are negative now, back down to 1316.75, 1316.50. but a very, very good drop. Okay, so we'll see how the market settles in there. Very bad economic numbers as far as I'm concerned. Not that I even care about the news. I really only care about the dollar. And you can see the dollar has started to make a little bit of a move higher. Just started to make a little bit of a move higher. Right here, dollar's upticking just a little bit there. Maybe we'll move to a 5-minute chart so you can see it a little bit better. Just a little uptick. But in any case, flat futures market now. Now, there are a couple stocks worth noting from last night after earnings. And let's just take a look at them. One stock that you do want to look at is going to be NTAP. Okay, this stock really took off yesterday after the close. Has settled in a little bit, trading right around 53.41. Yesterday it closed at 51.75. So nonetheless, a pretty sizable move up on NetTap. And what you want to do with this one could be in play today. There still looks like a fair amount of resistance around the 54 level. So just watch that area for resistance, at least in the short term, early part of the morning. Some other stocks that were in the news yesterday and this morning is Tiffany. Okay, Tiffany did have some earnings. The stock is trading up sharply higher. Very, very good move there on Tiffany. So that stock looks like it will be in play. Looks like it has room to go to the upside too. If you look at the daily chart, this was a long consolidation base right here. And today the stock is making a pretty sharp move higher. So a good move on Tiffany, trading around that $73 level. And looks pretty strong from what I could see on the daily chart at the moment. Okay, so those are two individual names that I see that are pretty strong. Well, now when I look at stocks that are weak today, I really come to two stocks. One is Big Lots. This stock is very, very weak today. That's one. And let me just see. I was looking at it. SCS. Let's take a look at that one. Computer Sciences. Let's just get that chart up there. CSC, excuse me. CSC. Yeah, and you can see this one also very, very weak, trading at 40.25. So that's down pretty sharply. I guess around 5%, 6%. That's a pretty ugly name. So you definitely have some weakness out there. Again, watch that U.S. dollar index. It's going to be very important. You are seeing gold and silver both sell off this morning. Okay, so gold just got a little bit of a bounce, but you could see it was trading all the way down here. Yesterday closed at 148.58. Today was trading at as low as 147.70. So very, very ugly sell-off on gold today. And let's take a look at SLV, which is kind of holding up pretty well. 36.92, and it's trading at 36.22. So that's slightly lower this morning. Okay, so we got to watch this dollar, very, very important. But we are coming into the holiday phase where volume will get lighter. Volume gets lighter. That does favor the market slightly for the upside. Okay. So with that being said, want to wish you all a very good trading day. Those of you that are in the chat room, I'll see you all at 9:30 on the charts. Have a great morning and great trading day, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Take care now.